A very good morning to my dear students. Hope you all are safe and secure. Stay home, stay safe. Welcome back to today's English class. In the previous class, we have started our Unit 7, Reading A, the Trial. Once again, let us revise the lesson. The present act is an extract from George Bernard Shaw's Saint John, which he wrote in 1914. Saint John is considered to be one of his masterpieces. He wrote more than 50 plays in his literary career. Joan of Arc was a French peasant girl. She was born in 1942. She claimed that the voices of saints had told her she was called on by God to help her country. This French national heroine took to the field of battle during the 100 Years' War. During the war, the desperate French army suffered a number of losses to the English. Soon, she was captured by the English. Joan of Arc had been caught in the war by the British. She was imprisoned and presented before the court. In the court, there are 6 characters: the Inquisitor, D'Estevette, Cursilis, Brother Ladvenu, Cauchin, and the chaplain. The Inquisitor was an elderly man. D'Estevette's full name is Canon John D'Estevette. He was the chief prosecutor. Cursilis was the canon of Paris. He was a young priest and helped to frame 64 charges against Joan. Brother Martin Ladvenu was a young monk and he acted as Joan's confessor. Cauchin was an academic theologian and represented the considered wisdom of the church. The chaplain was a clergy man. The whole lesson is the trial of Joan. The Inquisitor ordered the accused to be brought in. She was brought in chained to a log of wood and was asked to sit down on a stool meant for her. Joan looked unwell as she ate some stale carp. Cauchin said that he was sorry for that. She questioned the validity of chaining her feet off to a log of wood. She said that she would not fly away if not bound in chains. In the court, the next point of argument between D'Estevette, Cursilis, and Joan was Joan's escaped from the prison by jumping from the tower. D'Estevette called it heresy. Joan said that it was not heresy, but it was natural act, just like a bird would fly away from an open cage. When asked to tell the court the truth, Joan was adamant in her statement that she would tell them everything that concerned the trial. It had a hidden meaning that she would not tell them anything else, even if it were not to be true. She justified her statement by saying that God does not allow the whole truth to be told. Then Cursilis proposed that she should be put to the torture. The Inquisitor expressed his objection to such use of torture. The use of torture should not be customary and cruelly. Ladvenu and the Inquisitor opposed the use of torture, but Cursilis argued in favor of it. So here, Brother Martin Ladvenu, Cauchin, the chaplain, and even the Inquisitor tried to save Joan. They tried to convince her, persuade her, defend her, and save her. Continuation of the lesson. Cauchin: decisively, it was not be done today if it is not necessary. Let there be an end of this. I will not have it said that we proceeded on forced confessions. We have sent out best preachers and doctors to this woman to exhort and implore her to save her soul and body from the fire. We shall not now send the executioner to thrust her into it. Here, meaning of exhort, insist, meaning of implore, plead. Here, it will not be done today if it is not necessary. Here, it refers to the torture. And let there be an end of this. What was Cauchin referring to when he said an end of this? It refers to the argument on torture. Here the argument is going on the torture. And it will not have it sent that we would proceed at force confessions. We have sent our best preachers. Here best preachers and doctors. Why were they sent? Why were the doctors and preachers sent? Because the doctors and preachers were sent to convince John and save her from the fire. Cauchin said that we shall not now send the executioner to thrust her into it. What does it refer to here, children? It refers to the fire. And here it is mentioned as executioner. What is the duty of executioner? Yes, carrying out the orders given by the court and burn the person alive. Here, Curseless said that John should be put into the torture. He said it was customary. He cited her refusal to take oath as a reason of torture. And here both Curseless, your lordship is merciful, of course, but it is a great responsibility to depart from the usual practice. John, thou are a rare noodle. Master, do what was done last time is thy rule A. Here, John and Curseless called each other. What each other names? What are the children? Here, John called Curseless as rare noodle and Curseless called John thou wanton. Curseless dressing, thou wanton. Dost thou dare call me noodle? He says that, how dare you call me noodle? The Inquisitor, patience, master, patience. So Inquisitor says that to be patience. I fear you will soon be only too terribly avenged. Curseless mutters, noodle indeed. He sits down much disconnected. So he is very angry because John called him as a noodle. So he slowly sits down very seriously. The Inquisitor, meanwhile, let us not be moved by the rough side of a shepherd's lass tongue. Here meaning of lass, girl. So now let us not be to the rough side of the girl's tongue. John, nay, I am no shepherd lass. So John says that, no, I am not a shepherd girl, though I have helped with the sheep like anyone else. I will do a lady's work in the house, spin or weave against any woman in ruin. So she says that I'll do the work in the house, spin or weave against any woman in the ruin. The Inquisitor, this is not a time for vanity. John, you stand in a great peril. Here meaning of peril, serious. The Inquisitor, this is not a time for vanity. John, you stand in a great peril. John, I know it. Have I not been punished for my vanity? If I had not worn my cloth of gold surcoat in battle like a fool, that Burgundian soldier would never have pulled me backwards off my horse, and I should not have been here. The chaplain, if you are so clever at women's work, why do you not stay at home and do it? Finally, the Inquisitor told John that her life wasn't serious. John said that she knew that and was ready to face it. She said she was in court because a Burgundian soldier pulled her gold surcoat. John, there are plenty of other women to do it, but there is nobody to do my work. Here, there are plenty of other women to do it. What does the word it refer to in the given sentence? Yes, it refers to the woman's work. And here, John said, but there is nobody to do my work. So can you guess what her work was, children? What was John's work here? John's work was to fight for the French. Her work was to fight for the French. Cauchin, come, we are wasting time on trifles. John, I am going to put a most solemn question to you. Take care how you answer, for your life and salvation are at stake on it. Will you, for all you have said and done, be it good or bad, accept the judgments of God's church on earth, more especially as to the acts and words that are imputed to you in this trial by the promoter here? Will you submit your case to the inspired interpretation of the church militant? Here, meaning of trifles, things of little value. Meaning of solemn, serious. Meaning of at stake, in danger of being lost. Meaning of imputed, attributed bad quality to somebody. Meaning of militant, rebel. At her last moments, Cauchan answered her whether she would submit her case to the inspired interpretation of the church militant. John replied that she was a faithful child of the church and would obey it, so long it does not command anything impossible. Cauchan, hopefully leaning forward, you will. John, provided it does not command anything impossible. Cauchan sinks back in his chair with a heavy sigh. The Inquisitor pursues her lips and sobs. Lad Venu shakes his head pitifully. So here note, children, at the age of 19 in 1431, she was tried for heresy and then burned at the stake as a witch. In 1909, she was beatified and in 1920 canonized a saint. At the age 19 in the year 1431, she was tried for heresy and they burned at the stake as witch. Surprisingly, after 500 years in 1909, she was beatified even more that. In 1920, she was canonized as a saint. Let us go through the glossary of the lesson. Meaning of customary, in vogue. Meaning of bewildered, confused. Meaning of exhort, insist. Meaning of implore, plead. Meaning of nodal, head. It is used as a slang language. Meaning of thou, you. Meaning of lass, girl. Meaning of thrust, push suddenly. Meaning of depart, deviate. Meaning of mutter, speak in a quiet voice. Meaning of surcoat, the outer coat or garment worn over armor, in particular a short sleeveless garment worn as a part of insignia of an order of kindhood. You can observe in the picture, children, that is the surcoat. Meaning of trifles, things of little value. Meaning of solemn, serious. Meaning of at stake, in danger of being lost. Meaning of imputed, attributed bad quality to somebody. Meaning of beatify, declare a dead person holy. Meaning of canonize, state somebody a saint. Meaning of saint, a religious holy person. Meaning of militant, rebel. Now coming to the comprehension, question answers. Why was the doctor forbidden to bleed John? So why was the doctor forbidden to bleed John, children? Yes, according to the laws of the English, only witches could receive the punishment of burning at stakes. There was a belief that if a witch bleeds, its witchery leaves her. Since the English wanted to kill as a witch and they believed that John should not bleed, if she had to die as a witch, they did not allow the doctor to bleed John. Coming to the next question. Cursler said that John should be tortured. What reasons did he give to support his argument? Yes, Cursler said that John should be tortured as it was customary to torture the accused. And John refused to take the oath as she was a heretic. He strongly spoke against departing from the usual practice. Here John and Cursler called each other names. What were they? So we all know that John gave a nickname to Cursler and Cursler also gave the name to John. What was the other names? So here John called Cursler a nodal and Cursler called her a heretic. Why did John regret having worn the surcoat? Why, children? Because John wore her cloth of gold surcoat in the battle, which is not ordinary as she was a woman. A Burgundian had pulled her backwards off her horse. Perhaps she had turned against the soldier. This act might have been led to the imprisonment of Joan. But the use of the word fool cannot be taken for her regret, as there was no proof of her regret in other parts of the play. Perhaps she was ridiculing their argument. My dear children, write the glossary and comprehension in your classwork and send it to my given WhatsApp number. Thank you. God bless us all.